At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Visit Randy and Jill Saunders or Kathy Thompson in Southern Pines or Seven Lakes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Zaxby's Friends, Family, Flavor. With your host, Chris Delambert, only on the NFHS Network, brought to you by New Image Media.
Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert. With me to kick things off on location in his house.
I know, right? We're here at
the
my
Southern
house
Pines Zaxby's. Hector Perez. Hector, how are you, sir?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. I'm actually doing really good today. It's a really nice day today.
It is a fantastic day. I was getting accustomed to the rain. It wasn't too hot. It was dry. I think we're finally into some seasonable weather for a little while. I'm kind of digging it, man.
Yeah, I'm more of a, well, no, I'm not winter person, more like a fall person. Fall and spring are my favorites. Summer and winter, just the extremes of both. I can't really do that much.
Cool. Well, you know, you've been out running, getting ready for another 5K.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be happening at the Apple Orchard up in Randolph County, November 5th.
You say best apple cider there is, right?
There is, God, at least that I've tried, and I've tried plenty of it.
All right, so Randolph County.
Randolph County, yes, sir.
At the Orchard.
Apple Orchard. If you just Google Apple Orchard 5K, Randolph County, it should show up. Registration's already open.
I think I might come up and sip some apple cider and watch you all run.
Every time I go, I take about a gallon. So.
Okay, very good. Man, so where are the Zax Motos?
Actually, did you get a chance to go by the drive-thru and get one?
Oh, man. I've got one. I've got 3 of them,
well,
so I'm good. I'm set.
Anyone that wants one, go by the drive-thru, come inside, just ask for one. We're more than happy to give them away.
All right, so we don't have a model to demonstrate, but there's this cool little device that you can get at Zaxby's. You have to ask for it. It's called the Zax Moto, and it's a sauce holder that attaches to your vent. And it's funny because I took one in the office today to give to my assistant, and I didn't have to explain to her what it was. She was like, "Oh my God, you put that in your vent. You put the sauce in it." I was like, "Absolutely." She said, "Why didn't I think of that?" It's fantastic. Awesome. So what else is going on in the Zaxby's world?
Actually, corporate's actually selling a lot of momos in the Zaxby's app. So if you want to download that, I know we've got some BOGOs going out and also some free meals going out in the Zaxby's app. So really good option for you if you want some free Zaxby's.
All right, check the Zaxby's app, and whether you're ordering in-store or you're having it delivered via one of the services, the app is tremendous. Lots of deals on there. Your points never expire, which is the best part about it. Thanks to Zaxby's, as always, for their sponsorship of high school sports and specifically our coverage of football in the region. Anything else you want to add, Hector?
No, other than come get your sauce moto before they're out.
All right, we're gonna see if you learned anything.
All right.
You ran a 5K this past weekend, correct?
Yeah.
How did you do?
I won first place. That's all we can do, right?
Perfect.
Zaxby's
he was first place. Stop. Full stop. Perfect. All right, brother.
Appreciate you.
We'll see you after the break. This is Zaxby's Coaches Show.
We took our signature sandwich and pumped up the bass. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
If you've been injured in a car crash, the personal injury lawyers at King Law Firm will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
Buy your next new or used car the way you want to buy with the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy program. Visit pinehursttoyota.com and choose or build the vehicle you want. Try the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy. It's the easiest way to buy your next new or used car.
All right, I just learned some intel, just came in to be processed. I just found out the coach is a Cowboys fan. Coach probably doesn't know I'm an enormous, gigantic Cincinnati Bengals fan. It's going to be fun this week as Joe Burrow gets well against the Cowboys, who I just found out the other day are one of 3 teams with 2 or fewer playoff wins since the year 2000. Just saying. All right, Coach, what do you want to talk about next?
How about we hold off on the Cowboys? we'll talk about our team a little bit. It'll be exciting to, we got a big game this week. We had a opportunity last week against St. Paul's. Played really well in the first half. Played really well in spots in the second half, but they had a really good back that got loose on us a few times, and he was the difference in the game.
When you're out there, I mean, on occasion, coaching at high school level, there's a guy that just is Division I body in a high school uniform. That was one of these nights, right?
Yeah. So Kamarian Baldwin is the player that we're talking about. He's 5'9", 215, runs a 4.4, 4.5 40. And he was offered James Madison a couple weeks ago, and I'm sure that won't be the only offer. The kid is a really tough back. He's got legit speed, and he's very difficult to tackle.
All right, 7-7 at halftime. You feel like you left anything out there in the first half, or were you happy going in, satisfied? What were you thinking when you went in at halftime tied up?
Well, we had an opportunity the first drive of the game. We did something uncharacteristically. We took the football rather than defer to the second half. I thought if we could take the ball, bleed some clock, and go down and score, that would be big for our confidence. We got down near the red zone. We bogged down. We'd practiced a fake field goal all week. And we thought it was a good opportunity to do that, and we had guys open, but our holder, who is our wide receiver, didn't have enough time to throw the ball. We had guys open, it just he didn't have enough time to get it off, but it was there. But that was the start, and then they got the ball, and I think 3 or 4 plays later, they were down inside our 10-yard line. And we came away with a big turnover. We stripped. T.J. Robinson had a nice strip, and we recovered the football. Their ensuing drive, they were able to march down. I think our punter punted at 55 yards, Cannon John. And, it was a tremendous punt to flip the field. But, again, with that back the way he is, he breaks runs. If the first or second guy misses him, it's a 30 or 40-yard game. And they did that, and then the quarter changed because we bled so much of the clock in the first half. They scored, and then right before the end of the half, just like you had said, we drove down, and we scored literally. It was an untimed down from the 1-yard line. The pending PAT went through, and we were tied at 7 at half. So we were feeling pretty good because we thought we didn't play our best yet. We knew that was our best half of football. We still knew that we had stuff left on the plate.
And were there any adjustments you made, or did you just want more of the same?
We kept everything the same. The only thing is we didn't blitz much in the second half. And, those long runs that he ripped a couple of times, we had defensive lines get in the backfield, and he just was so elusive, got away from the D lineman. And then, on those long runs, we weren't really gap sound, and you can tell it from the end zone view, and we were able to see that Saturday morning.
Well, here's the thing. 2-2 going into conference play. We've been talking about this for a couple weeks. You guys kind of facing one of the toughest stretches of anybody in the state.
Yeah.
This week kicks off. You get a home game with Lee County coming into town. Lee County coming in at 4-0. They struggled with South Granville a little bit, got well with a game up in Virginia this past weekend, coming up 48-0. Talk about the challenges that Lee County poses when they come to town on Friday night.
How long do we got?
Oh, come on. This false, I see what you do.
How long
the false
do we
praise,
have?
I see what's going on.
No, like I told you when, thanks again for having me a couple weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. The one thing about Lee County is there's no weaknesses. It's a really good football team. It's really, really well coached. They're a challenge just because who they are. Our kids, for us to have a chance in that game, they got to know that they got to go play as tough, if not tougher, than Lee County, because that team's going to bring it week in, week out. B.J. Brown is probably a Division I back as well. Their quarterback, Schlesinger, I don't know if he's going to be back this week or not, but he's really good. He's a dual threat quarterback. The Jennings kid, he can do it all. He's a great offense player. He's a great defense player. He's probably one of the best linebackers in the conference. And their offensive line, they shell 8-9 guys out at you. I mean, it's a very well-oiled football team.
For really, you're looking at about a 10-year stretch back. Coach Steve Bordeaux in his 5th year. Burton Cates was there for 9, but that last 5 or 6 years was a really good stretch. Team is just kind of reloaded. When you're going into this, being a school that is smaller program at this point, is the goal to line up and out-execute every play, or are you trying a little bit of trying to out-scheme? What are you doing going in here, and what's the recipe for pulling a W out of here?
Well, tough to out-scheme a really good coach. So, I mean, Coach Bordeaux is top of the line, so that's first. We just try to do our stuff. We just got to get better at what we do for us to have a good chance. You don't rule out, having some trickeration, because against teams that are that good, you're going to have to, I call them stealing possessions. You're going to have to be able to do that against teams. That means we got to get turnovers. We got to get short fields so we can score. I know one thing. We've played them since I've been down here in 2019. We've never had a lead.
Really?
So, with that said, you can't play from behind against a quality team like that, because they run the football as good as anybody does, and they can throw it as well. So we'd like to try to start out and score first. I'm not giving anything away, but we've got to be able to feel good about it. Our guys got to feel good that we can go to this game and we can stay in it. And the longer that we stay in the football game, the more opportunities we have to come away with a W.
With a big old monster like Lee County coming up on Friday night, what's the attitude in the locker room right now?
Well, I mean, I preached it Saturday. I preached it again on Monday as far as the belief to win. I mean, the coaches can believe it. I went around the room and talked about all the coaches can believe, but at the end of the day, if the players don't believe it, we don't have a chance. We're not the ones out there executing the plays, and we call the right play. And at the end of the day, the players got to execute. Again, you're counting on young men 15 through 18 to be able to do that. The one thing that I'll say is the step that we've made from last year to this year is dramatic. Now, it's not to the point where I'm in love with it, but we're getting there. And hopefully we can put it all together, offense, defense, and special teams this week, to have a really good football game at Will Hoyt Stadium Friday night.
What time's kick?
Kickoff is at 7:30.
All right, we'll be there covering the game with the NFHS Network. Jerry Chalmers and I will be on the call. Great night. Looking forward to it. I imagine Lee County will travel pretty well down there. You guys should have a good crowd on hand. And, of course, the Union Pines band, who is amazing, probably the best band in the district.
They're good.
No offense to anybody else out there. So we're really looking forward to it. We'll be there. Hope you guys will join us. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back, and we'll do a whole bunch of stuff, not the least of which is giving out some hardware. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show, Chris Delambert, and the star of the show, Coach Jason Trousdale, the Union Pines Vikings.
At King Law Firm, we draft wills and healthcare power of attorney to protect individuals' wishes. Call King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. The Sand Hills residential and commercial builder of choice.
If you've been injured in a car crash, the personal injury lawyers at King Law Firm will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
Yeah, buddy.
Welcome back to Zaxby's Coaches Show. Coach, anything you'd like to add about last week, next week, anything else before we get into some trophy presentations?
Well, the fight in our team, we had it last week. We need to amp it up this week to have a chance. And I just want to thank all the sponsors out there, because we've had a ton of sponsors this last 6 months that's given a ton of money to our program. So if you've done that, we really appreciate that, and thank you so much.
All right, very good. Coach, who'd you bring with you?
All right, so right here to our left, the closest guy to you is Damon Bremer. He's a fourth-year senior like he's a college guy or something. Soon enough to be a college football player here.
I don't know, he's big enough to be a fourth-year senior or fifth-year senior.
Damon is, he is a tremendous competitor. He is very big, very fast, and, he still hasn't played his best football yet. So, and, we critique him, and, guys don't love to be critiqued, but he's the one that will take it, and he will and run with it. So, he had 2 sacks this week, 7 tackles. He's up there for the conference lead in sacks right now. I think he's got 6 or 7. He is really sound football player, more than you would get at that level. And he is very intelligent in the classroom. I think he has close to a 4.4 GPA.
I mean, all you guys are 4 point this and 4 point
that.
Yeah,
I mean, me and you, remember we talked about it last week? If we added it up, we wouldn't have that. But
that is a fact.
Anyways, moving on. He's just a really good kid, and he's going to make some college football team happy, because he will do what he can to be successful.
All right, Damon, have you gotten any whiffs yet on the recruiting trail? Any recruiters called yet?
Mostly local schools. We went down to, me and a group of teammates, we went down to Methodist a few weeks ago to see game day. That was pretty cool. But right now I'm just trying to play each game, put together some good senior year film, and see where that takes us.
All right, if I was to ask you, aside from everything Coach just said, what is your greatest strength as a ball player?
My greatest strength? Say the ability to read a offensive lineman. Once I see that their pass setting is go and get after the ball, if I see that they're run blocking, got to sit in the gap, got to make sure the gap is sound, and then see where the ball carrier goes.
Okay, for my own edification, because we talked with one of the coaches a couple weeks ago, when you're defending the screen, talk about what your keys are and how you avoid getting sucked upfield too far.
So it depends on the team that you play. Last year and the year before, there was a team that all the linemen would down block one direction. So you read the down block, you squeeze that, and they come back the other way. You'll feel that pressure, you'll see the quarterback's eyes, and you'll be able to make a play on that. I was able to get a pass deflection after that, after I read that. I think that was my sophomore year. And then the other one, if you feel a free release coming off the edge, you're not a world beater. You're gonna get some sort of contact. So if you feel that free release and you get upfield, turn your hips, get in the pocket of the offensive lineman, and chase where the ball is going to go.
I don't know where you're going to play college football, but I want to know where you're going to coach high school football 5 or 6 years down the road, because that's the best answer I've ever even dreamt of. Coach. Wow.
Smart, very smart. Ask him about, too, so in January, Damon is going to be playing in the, what's the bowl?
The Blue-Gray All-American.
The Blue-Gray
Okay,
All-American.
fantastic.
Yeah, so he goes down there to Tampa to play at the Buck Stadium, who beat the Cowboys.
That is fantastic. Oh, you throwing it out there, beat me to the punch. All right.
All right, well, there you go.
Man, fantastic answer. Congratulations. Lee County's coming to town. This is the 4th time you've seen this Lee County team in your high school career. What are your thoughts about what Lee County brings to the table in terms of the challenge?
Lee County's always been a physical team. So I've been talking with the D linemen this week, and as long as we can win that battle up front, we'll be pretty good. If we can get low pad level, we can fill our gaps to play against the run, and if we're disciplined in the pass, I feel like we'll definitely be contenders in this game.
All right. And our offense coach?
We have Holden Thomas. Holden Thomas, actually, remember we talked about him last week.
I remember well.
Holden the Jet Thomas.
Yes.
Right there. He's a junior. Actually, he was a JV guy last year. but he really came on the scene last week. He is a really good one-cut runner, and he's got really good speed, and he runs a lot heavier than his actual weight. I mean, I don't think he weighs 155 maybe, and I might be giving him some weight there, but he's a good runner, really smart kid, and we're happy to have him. Holden is he's going to be good for us. He's got 2 more years left. He's got this year, and then he's got next year, and he did well. He's done well these 2 games. He could have been the offensive player of the week last week, and
could have been.
Here he is tonight.
All right, Holden, I didn't get a chance to see this weekend's game, but I did see the Western Harney game the week before, and I was frankly a little surprised Coach didn't find a way to get you up in here, but it's good. I gave him a little grief. Great game then. As a running back, I have my perspective of what your style is, but how would you describe it?
I would describe it as kind of Christian McCaffrey type, very shifty, put his foot in the ground, get upfield, hard runner, and he has heart.
Very good. Can't argue with that. Same question about Lee County. What kind of challenges did you see on film? What do you bring to the table? How do you overcome that?
I think Damon said it well. They're a physical football team. They have good linebackers. I think we just got to, as a running back, you got to follow your O-line and your blockers. And then, like I said, put your foot in the ground, get upfield, and gain yards.
All right. Well, good luck this weekend, guys. There are the Legacy Construction Player of the Week trophies and a $25 gift card from Zaxby's. Get yourself a couple of meals. Best of luck this weekend. Give Lee County all they can handle. We'll be on hand, and wish you the best of luck. Anything you guys would like to add?
Thank you for this.
Oh, man. Very welcome. Thank you for being here.
Sir.
Coach, anything you want to add before we take a break and bring on the Scholar Athlete?
Just want to say both really good young men, come from good families.
I agree because I'm scared Damon will break me.
He will. There you go. He's very intimidating. There's no doubt about it.
All right, I'm Chris. This is Coach. We'll see you on the other side of the break with one more award. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
Jen Ritchie and her staff at Everything Pines can show you all the Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen, and Bass have to offer. A trusted real estate professional with over a decade of experience. Each client receives a customized marketing plan featuring professional photography, drone footage, and floor plans designed just for them. For more information, go to everythingpinespartners.com and check out one of the hundreds of reviews. Everything Pines, showcasing the Sand Hills.
All right, Coach, we're winding down here. We've got one last piece of hardware. I think we've kind of talked the Lee County game coming up. Given the conference schedule, given the fact that you're going to be punching up size-wise against a lot of these teams, how hard is it to focus on the game that's in front of you and not kind of look at the schedule more holistically?
Well, I think anytime like the schedule comes out at the beginning of the year, you take a look at it and you look at the games and see, how each opponent's a little bit different, and that's how you first attack it, so to speak. Once you're in season, now we're in conference play. The good thing that we have about our conference this year is we have a lot of home games. So I think you play better at home. I think everybody does. So we play Lee County Friday, and then we get a bye before we play Scotland, Richmond, Hoke, and then we're at Southern Lee and then finish at Pinecrest. But we literally do not leave the stadium, so to speak, for the varsity until October 22nd. Or 21st.
Okay.
21st. So our next 4 home games are home. So we've got that in front of us now. What are we going to do with it while we have it? And like you said, And like I've talked about too, you know, the conference last year was like almost like a giant mountain that was far away to get to. It's come down a little bit as far as that, and I'll tell you a stat, and I know it's not conference, but the 3A teams that are top defensively as far as points allowed go number 1 Lee County, 2 Scotland, and then we're 3rd with points allowed.
Wow.
And I get it, they're playing different opponents, and I understand all that, but we also gave up a few touchdowns in those other games that we probably shouldn't have given up. So it's a giant, but the mountain isn't as high as it was last year.
Just a question. Conference play aside, do you ever take a peek and try and figure out who the best program in just Moore County is? You hadn't before, but now you're going to.
Well, I mean, there's
all
three.
Right.
There's only 3. I mean, North Moore's 4-0, and they're a 1A school. And I coached at like the equivalent of that. It's my first stint as a head coach, but obviously Pinecrest has got their 4A. They got 20-some hundred students. I mean,
you get to close the season with them. So what happens? You get a chance to be right. I'm just saying.
Have an opportunity, and that's way ahead. You know,
I'm not trying to. Yeah, I'm not trying to get you off track.
I mean, if we can get to that point where we're feeling good about ourselves, and we have to play them, and they're feeling pretty good about themselves, I mean, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun game, but I haven't thought about those guys, to be quite honest with you.
Fair enough. Coach, who's the Scholar Athlete of the Week this week?
Right here, this guy here is Austin Morin.
With a 5.6 GPA.
Very high, just under a 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. But he is an outstanding football player, and I told him that this year because he's also an outstanding baseball player. So when they're really good at both, you know, I played 3 sports in high school and 2 in college, but he's really good at both, and the fact that he's playing still is a good thing. And he was close to being our defense player of the week this week, and he could have been again last week. So very smart kid, very strong kid, and he ain't even figured that out yet, and that's a good thing about it. He's got good length, he can run, he's strong, he's tough. If I said anything enough, he comes from a really good family. He's a
kind to animals.
He's a coach's dream. Yeah, he's kind to animals, I think, too. You're pretty kind to animals, aren't you, Austin?
Yeah. So what position do you play in baseball?
Catcher.
Catcher. That would have been like last on my list of things.
Yeah.
That's a long way down to get in that crouch. How tall are you?
Somewhere around like 6'1", 6'2".
Okay, interesting.
A lot of people think that. They don't really think I'm a catcher because I'm so tall. But
see, back in the day when we were playing baseball, man, it was a short, fat kid that was always a catcher.
It was true.
Right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess it's getting more athletic. If you had to choose one sport, which would it be, baseball or football?
I'd say I've probably focused on baseball most of my life, so I feel like I got the best chance to go into the best school with that sport. But, okay. I mean, I love football just as much as I love baseball. They're both super fun to play. I wouldn't play them if I didn't love them.
What's the best part of your game in baseball?
I'd probably say hitting.
All right. And if you were putting together a scouting report, what's the scouting report on you at the plate?
I wouldn't say so much a home run hitter, but more of a power hitter, like gaps. Like, I wouldn't say I hit, like, hard ground balls. I also wouldn't say I hit, like, far home runs, but I know how to get on base.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Academically, what do you see in the future?
You mean, like, what am I going to go to college for?
Yeah, you just like baseball, right?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, probably just get my business.
Okay.
I haven't really decided yet. I mean, I still got a little bit of time, but it is coming up quick. Coming up pretty quick.
Fair enough. Well, congratulations. That's Farm Bureau Scholar Athlete of the Award. And a $25 gift card from Zaxby's. Always giving away chicken, man. I love it. Coach, any last words? I think we are at the half hour, and we're about to bounce out of here. Unless you want to talk about the Bengals-Cowboys matchup this weekend some more.
We'll do that. We'll do that off air. I just want to say, you know, again, 3 of these young men that we brought in tonight are really good kids, come from good families. And we're really looking forward to this Friday's matchup with Lee County. We know it's a tall task, but we've accepted the challenge.
All right, 7:30 kick on campus at Union Pines. I'll be there. Hope you are too. If you can't get there live, check the game out on the NFHS Network. We'll be streaming that game live. Jerry Chalmers and I on the call. Can't wait for it. Love to get down to Cameron. We will see you on Friday. Win, what's coming up after the show?
Friday night's game.
All right, Friday night's matchup. Friday night's game. Which game was on? Oh, it'll be Union Pine St. Paul's. Sorry. Yeah, the Union Pine St. Paul's, if you want to check that out, it'll be on immediately following the show. If you don't want to check it out, I don't know. Turn the channel. I'm Chris Delambert. This is Coach Jason Trousdale. We'll see you Friday night. This is Zaxby's Coaches Show. We are out.
The Zaxby's Coaches Show. Brought to you by Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Zaxby's Friends, Family, Flavor. With your host, Chris Delambert. Only on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Visit Randy and Jill Saunders or Kathy Thompson in Southern Pines or Seven Lakes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.